Hello everybody, my name is Mattless and welcome back to another video. It's been way too freaking long since we actually recorded something because I'm a terrible YouTuber when it comes to consistency, but we're gonna work on it. And today we've got a interesting choose your own adventure kind of decision-making horror game called Buried. It's an interactive story where your choices kind of decide how the story goes. And all I know is that Markiplier played it and a lot of people recommended it to me, so I wanted to give it a shot for myself. Normally I watch his Let's Plays, but I want to start trying them myself first and then watching his in my free time. So like I said, I don't know much about it. I know that it's pretty good, and since Mass Effect Andromeda came out recently, and I like those kind of stories where your decision kind of like decides what happens in the story, I figured I wanted to try this one out. So it says that it's an interactive story, and the plot changes based on the choices that you make. The story is broken into 5 chapters. Play straight through at your own pace. There's no waiting and no pauses. So enjoy and choose wisely. Alrighty then. So how about we get into this and see how it goes. So how have you guys all been? Ooh, I've been doing pretty good. I had a lot of things going on in life had to take care of, and those are some very nice trees. I open my eyes and the first thing I want to do is scream. Well, that's a good start. I'm flat on my back and everything seems to hurt. The trees overhead look familiar. It's a clear night sky, almost beautiful. Except for the fact that this means I've been out cold for at least 6 hours. We didn't have a little too much to drink, did we? But there's something wrong. I don't remember what. But something happened and my head, my God, my head hurts. And a ringing in my ears. Was there an accident? An explosion, I think. I remember Dennis screaming, but after that I can't remember. As I sit up, I notice that my hard hat has been thrown off. I look around the area, but it's not here. It feels strange to go anywhere without any hard hat, but I've got to find the other members of the crew that could be in danger. So I guess I'm a construction worker, so do I search for my hard hat or go to search for the crew? Well, I don't really need my hat, but I also feel like I could end up needing my hat, and that's why it's an option. Let's just get the hat and be safe. Let's search for the hat. I get up on shaky legs and look around for a moment. A few nearby trees look to have been splintered and broken at the base recently. They certainly weren't like this earlier. Searching for that hard hat feels normal. It makes me feel like there isn't something wrong around here. I see it behind a fallen log about 10 feet away from me. How it was thrown so far is beyond me. Driven by nothing more than habit, I walk over to it, pick it up, and place it on my head. Next, I walk over to the center of the logging site and don't like what I see. Alrighty, let's continue. Well then, somebody had an accident. That looks pretty normal. The logging site looks like a bomb was detonated right in the center. I don't know where to start. The one load had managed to stack on a truck for the day is overturned, the trailer bent, and the logs hanging off the back. Where the hell is everyone? My head is killing me and there's ringing in my ears. I can't hear anything. Not birds, not my footsteps, nothing. Is there someone behind you? Maybe you could use your eyes and check? It makes me wonder if I hit my head after my hard hat flew off. Well, if you have a concussion, you might know. I run through a quick mental checklist to make sure my brain is still working. Okay, good. My name is Roger Hastings. I'm 41 years old. The year is 2017. Oh, it's this year. Awesome. I own a small logging company. We've been logging in the strip of Kentucky woodland for almost a month now. Okay, so my brain does work. That's a relief, but it also makes me fearful because something is certainly not right here. I look around the logging site, my mind trying to figure out what has happened. Just about every piece of equipment has been overturned or tilted. Look at the debris, look at the truck. Let's go take a look at the truck. Because the debris is clearly all over the place. The truck, the hitch is completely broken like it was blown off in an explosion or a really bad accident. Had there been an explosion, all the fuel on site would have started a fire, but there's no charring, no burning, nothing. I walked through the area where Dennis had been working. From the looks of it, he'd been moving slowly. He'd only taken down 4 trees today. His metal lunchbox is open, an indicator that he'd been taking an early break. But he's not here. No one is here. Where the hell is everyone? I could try to make a call on my cell phone, but its battery's already running low. Of course it is. Although I can't say anything, my iPhone literally is dead everywhere I go. Okay, and I'm gonna pose this question to the comments before we answer this real quick. Do you guys have an issue, and maybe it's just me, but I have an iPhone where literally if I open up Snapchat at any point, even if it's like at 60% now, it just, my phone dies at 60%, and then it doesn't really die, but as soon as I plug it back in, it turns on, and it has 60%. And it happens all the time. I don't know if it's the battery on my phone or just some weird glitch or something, but I'm kind of curious to see if that's just me or if that's happening to everybody else. Also, my volume is way turned up, so hopefully you get the full experience of this. The ambiance in this game is pretty nice, and the pictures seem like legit or really good artistic drawings. Alrighty, so back to this. Not that matters, the reception is crap out here. Of course, all these horror games take place in places where phones don't work, phones are dead, reception's bad, and serial killers always seem to hang out because they know reception's bad. So call someone on your cell or yell out. Well, if I yell out and give away my position, that's probably bad. So if I call someone on my cell, it's probably no use, but I'd rather not like yell out there's a serial killer going on. So let's call someone. I pull out my cell and try to make a call to Frank. It rings and rings and then just goes to voicemail, but before I can leave a message, my phone goes dead. Awesome. Great. I hope I don't need my phone anytime soon. Might as well start. Oh, fuck me. Of course. We're going to need the phone later when there's actually reception. There's enough time to make a call. I royally fucked that one up. Didn't even think about it. Alright, so I got to think more ahead than I am with these decisions. Okay. Great. Alright. The highway is almost a mile back through the woods down the gravel road we used to reach the site. Maybe the crew ran that way for help. But why would they have left me? Were they scared? Out of sorts? Maybe I can catch up to them. But with my truck turned over on its side, it looks like I'll be walking. My god, I can't even remember what I was doing before waking up on my back. Wait, what's that underneath the bulldozer? Oh my god. It's a leg. It has to be either Tony or Dennis. Do you just know your guys' legs so well? Like, you just see a leg and you're like, that's my boy Tony right there. Maybe there's a tattoo or something, but like, it's odd that you just know your friend's legs that well. Because I couldn't recognize my friend's legs if I saw them. I don't think I could do that. The dozer looks unstable, like it might roll some more. Might not be safe to get close, but at the same time I can't just leave him there. We're gonna have to go look and see if he's dead. Hey, are you okay? Are you alive? Holding on my hat, I skip over the wrecked equipment and stray logs to get closer. I can see a bit more of the leg. The jeans are soaked in blood. I recognize the work boots. It's clearly Tony. His leg is bent at an impossible angle, nearly crushed flat. Well, if a truck fell on him, that's probably why. The closer I get, the more apparent it becomes that Tony didn't survive. Do I want to inspect the body, or do I want to not have a truck fall on me? Okay, we're gonna leave the body alone. I don't want to go over there and have the truck fall on me or something. Nothing I can do for him now. I start to back away slowly. In my shock, I stumble back, suddenly tripping over one of the stray logs. My head collides with one of the logs as I bite the ground, but my hard hat does its job. Thank God I decided to look for it earlier. Good! Alright, so I made that decision correctly. But what's more startling is realizing that Tony is dead. Yes, that's definitely bad. Looking at him, I feel something rising up in my throat, and I don't know if it's a scream or vomit. But I have to push it away. If I lose cool right now, there are too many questions that will go unanswered. Shit, I can't believe this. Tony, he had 2 boys. He coached his oldest son's baseball team. He was the hardest worker I had, and one of the most honest and reliable men I knew. This isn't right. I can't stay here. I have to find Dennis, Frank, and Joe. I have to find out what happened here. So Tony's dead because a truck fell on him. I woke up not knowing what's going on. Am I some sort of rampaging monster that, like, I do it in my sleep? Do I turn into the Hulk and then come back and don't remember what's going on? Because I could see that happening. But this seems like it's more buried in realism. Buried, huh? Roll credits! Simpsons. Okay, nice logs. That's a lot of great wood right there. As I walk through the stacks of logs from the last week or so, everything feels frozen. This high-pitched sound in my ears, it's terrible. It keeps happening every few seconds. It sounds like it's coming from far away. I can't help but wonder, is it my ears or is it something else? The silence out here is creepy, and there's a smell, like the atmosphere after a bad summer storm. I might as well admit it, I'm a little scared. Everyone is missing, and it's dead quiet out here. There doesn't even seem to be a breeze to rustle the leaves and branches. My right knee hurts like hell. My head was hurting so bad that I had never even noticed the pain in my knee. I must have heard it during during what? The accident, or... Wait, is that Dennis? I see him sitting on the ground, motionless, about 30 feet away. Let's walk up. I don't want to yell when there could be some sort of psychopath running around. He's just sitting there, not moving. I walk up slowly next to him. Dennis, hey man, can you hear me? I tap him on the shoulder. He looks up at me from the ground, clearly coming out of a daze. Yeah, Roger, I hear you, he says. Dennis is built like a wrestler and has a tough personality to match. And his name is John Cena! Sorry. His name's clearly Dennis. I don't know why I did that. But in this moment, he looks disoriented and even a little anxious. And I'm glad to see him. The fear on his usually confident face is alarming. What the hell happened? What's going on? He asks. I don't know. The crew is missing. An explosion, I think. I'm going to say I don't know, because I don't know. There's a truck. I don't think it was an explosion. What the hell would have blown up? Missing, Dennis says. Where do you think they went? I'm not sure, but it has me pretty freaked out. Something's not right here. Still sitting on the ground, he looks around the woods, as if he just now understands the severity of the situation. The equipment was overturned, the dozers too, I say, shifting my hard hat and wiping my forehead. You okay? I ask him. Yeah, just shaking up. Me too. This might have been the most intimate conversation Dennis and I had ever had. While he and I had always been on good terms, we've never been particularly close. I've always respected him, though. Sure, he comes to work a few times looking like he'd been in a bar fight the night before, but I've also seen him do an enthusiastic impression of a dinosaur as he's played with Tony's kids while they waited for their dad to finish up his shift. So he's a good guy. And then it hits me. Dennis and Tony were good friends. I'm not sure I want to rattle him with news of Tony's death right now, not before we know what's going on, but he has a right to know. If I tell him that he's dead, he deserves to know what's the harm in telling him. But at the same time, if I tell him and he freaks out and we can't get anything done because he's freaking out, but he might not trust me later on if I don't tell him now. I gotta tell him. You were upfront with Dennis about Tony. His eyes fixated on me, startled. He was crushed under the dozer. That was very loud, by the way, in my ears, that big, stunning thing. Dennis pauses for a moment, like he's trying to understand what I said. His eyes narrow and his bottom lip quivers. Shit, he says. I can tell that he's fighting back tears. He and Tony have been tight, almost like brothers. Hey, he adds quickly, as if trying to escape the reality of Tony's death. Did you see that light? No. I say, what did you see? I don't even know, Roger. It was like the flare of white light. It came right out of the ground like an explosion. So there was an explosion, I say? Maybe it was some equipment, or this was no equipment. This huge ball of light came right out of the damn ground. Where did it go? It just shot up into the sky until it was out of sight. When? I'm not sure. But I had finished about 10 trees for the day, and was about to top one. That's when it happened. You're almost done with 10 trees, I ask? Yeah. You know, I wouldn't want to take a lunch break until I was done. And that's when the light blew up. Why? You don't believe me? I don't want to agitate him. I just told him his best friend died, and he said 10. And who cares how many trees he had done? I believe Dennis's story. He saw what he saw, I think to myself. He has no reason to lie about this. My God, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. But if I'm being honest, it scared me pretty bad. And if it's all the same to you, I'd like to get the hell out of here. Yeah, me too. Why haven't I left and gotten the police? Why is it with all of these stories no one ever goes and gets the police? Get some help. They have guns, they have the law, they have cars to get away from whatever the fuck's going on around here. I don't know if my friends are murderers, or there's an explosion, or there's a freaking demon in the woods, because who the hell knows? I've known nothing about this game. If it's all the same to you, okay, I'd like to get out of here. It isn't until we start moving that I see Dennis is wounded. His right side is coated in blood, the red seeping through his blue work shirt. There are splatters right here and there, but also a very red spot that makes me worry. How did you get that injury? I'm not sure. Must have gotten thrown or hurt somehow from that light. And just then I noticed a strange ringing noise is still filling the air. Hey, I say, do you hear that high-pitched ringing noise every once in a while? Dennis looks scared when I ask this question and he just nods. I thought it was just me, he says. He looks out of sorts and uncertain. I've never seen him like this before. It's obvious that he's looking for some reassurance. Even though I'm his boss, there's something very unnerving about this. We'll be okay. It's probably nothing. Let's calm it down a little bit. We had a couple crazy things happen. We need to kind of take a breather, try to see what's going on. Let's be realistic. Might as well try to be empathetic. Out here in the middle of the woods, the ring could be anything. Maybe a car alarm from the woods or something. Still, even my passive comment seems to have reassured him. He looks a bit calmer, more relaxed. We both start moving forward and don't say another word. Did you try to call Frank? I know he had his cell on him today. I can't. I used up my battery trying to call you earlier. Wait, I thought I tried to call Frank earlier. And then I noticed something that makes me stop. A 10-foot wide hole in the ground. There's no straight pile of wood, of removed dirt or rocks. It's clean, smoothly dug, cutting into the earth. Wide, but only a few feet deep. It looks unnatural, like the ground was just deleted. No shovels or diggers used. Dennis walks over to it. This looks like the same kind of hole where I saw that light come from the ground. I say nothing. My mind is spinning, but I don't know what to think. We need to get out of here, Dennis mutters. Thank you, Dennis, for having some sense. At that moment, that ringing noise carries through the forest again. Sending a shiver down my spine. Dennis is right. There's something strange going on, and we may not be safe here. But that ringing sound could be a clue to where the rest of the crew went. So do we check out the sound? Why would the sound be oh, because maybe it's a crew member? I don't think it is. You know what? We're gonna be like I want to be the smart person and just say get the hell out of here. But you know what? Let's be the person from every sci-fi horror film or story ever, and let's go check out the sound. You decided to check out the sound. Something's not right. And if there's a mechanical noise like that, you think someone is out here? He asks. Maybe. I think you should at least check it out. He might be able to help. Yeah, you go right ahead. He says to the ground. Are we waiting for you? Better hurry, though. Dennis doesn't look like he's in the best shape to be trouncing around the forest, but we need some answers right away, too. Leave him here or bring him with me? I don't want to leave him because he's hurt, but I don't want to bring him with me because he's hurt. I'd rather have him come with me than be left alone if there's something out here. I decided to bring Dennis along. No, you're coming with me. I bend over and hoist him up against my shoulder. He resists just barely and then gives in. He looks at me like he's terrified of me now, making a moan in his throat. We start moving through the woods quickly, with no idea where the rest of the crew is. I worry they could be in danger. Every tree out here looks exactly the same. I grew up in the country and can find my way around a forest without much of a problem, but I'm feeling dizzy. This ambiance, it's almost like a white noise too, so it's kind of making me like, it's kind of comforting at this point, this eeriness. Let's see, I'm leaning against a tree when I see something that has no business being out here. Our logging crew has been out here for 3 weeks, and I've never seen it before. Well, what is it? Is it a demon? What the hell is that? The fuck is that? A building? Is that like a window? Shack and a bunker. It looks to be made of concrete, but moss, weeds, and plain old erosion made it look sort of mystical. Looks like something out of a demented version of a medieval fantasy movie. What the hell is this? Dennis asks. I have no idea. Some old power station. Could be, but I really don't fucking know. It looks weird. Some old power station? I don't know. Why would one be way out here? I don't know. I'm trying to comfort you, okay? I don't fucking know what it is. He's right. I can't come up with a legitimate reason for something like this being here. Yeah, we just talked about that. Do you think the others maybe weren't here? He asked nervously. But why would they do that? You're right. I don't know why they would do that. I don't know, but they aren't around here. If they aren't inside, they're probably dead, like Tony. Oh, yeah. He looks at the ground and says this. I want to go inside, not just to find my crew, but also to appease my curiosity. That ringing noise is coming from inside, but something about this place seems incredibly strange, especially located all by itself out here. It simply does not belong. I wonder, do we knock or just go in? I can tell he's trying to make a joke, but it falls flat. Well, have a sense of humor, man. Yeah, he's just trying to be to help himself out. We'll look at take a moment to realize what we're about to do and start going forward. We get no more than 3 feet closer when Dennis wobbles. You okay? Reach out and steady him. I'm gonna reach out and steady him. I'm gonna help him out. I reach out quickly, straining my injured knee. Fucking hell. Can't you, like, help him out without being an idiot? I'm barely making time, grabbing under my arms and keeping him from hitting the ground. I'm okay, he said. Just, can you help me walk for a little while? Just help me inside. I can't deny him his request. I've never seen him this week, and it's a little uncomfortable to see. It makes me glad I decided to keep him with me. I help Dennis into the weird little building. The front door opens easily even though there's clearly a lock on it. Maybe the lock was supposed to keep someone in. It's hard to tell. That'd be weird. I can still hear that ringing noise. It's definitely coming from in here. Stretching out in front of me is a small interior to match the outside. The building is totally empty. There's a concrete floor and dingy, featureless walls. There are no windows, giving the place an even more isolated feel. Still, we hear the ringing noise, coming from somewhere in here. It's louder now, and more prominent. The interior seems confined at first, but a small set of concrete steps leads about 5 feet down, revealing a corridor. So I guess it was a good decision to bring Dennis along. What the fuck? This reminds me a lot of The Bunker, that game I played not too long ago, where decisions kind of mattered. There's another game coming out in the next coming weeks. I think it's on April 18th. That is a little bit similar to The Bunker in terms of like that really high quality graphics kind of thing, real life. But it has nothing to do with like a bunker or something. I'm looking into it. It might be something cool to do on the channel. I like these games where like you make decisions. Like sometimes you wish you go back and make both decisions, but it's good to like. It's just interesting. It makes me feel like we're really trying to survive a scenario. To be honest, if I was ever in one of these scenarios like Outlast or any of these horror games, I'd be dead within the first 5 minutes. Like I wouldn't even last that long. I'd be so dead. So dead. I'd be exploded. They'd be like, oh, Matt died because he got exploded onto the side of the thing, or the monster was looking for him. He decided to run away out into the open and hide behind a box or something stupid. It's a massive corridor. But I will say this, I would have gotten the fuck out of here. Like, I would never be involved in this situation because I would have left. I would have grabbed my little lunchbox and my busted ass knee and said fuck the hard hat and just left the friggin' place. I've been gone. That's what I normally would do, but I want to see what's going on. I'm curious, but I'm not that curious. I'm curious with the police, not by myself, with the 5-0, you know? Alright, it's a massive corridor. In fact, like I'm in some kind of building underground. Buried makes sense, so now we're getting into the buried part of this. The corridor is mostly dark, with emergency lights every 10 feet or so. I assume we're now underground because this corridor extends far beyond the walls of this building we entered. I realize that someone might not appreciate finding us here. So let's tiptoe quietly. We walk quickly, sure we get far, but they might hear us. I feel like a ghost. We could truly have no business being out here. Dennis leans on me for support. We move slowly, our feet not making a sound. If anyone is in here, I want to make sure they don't hear us. We tiptoe forward as softly as we can. As I carry Dennis to the far end of this otherwise featureless place, I see a flight of concrete stairs leading down. I have to set Dennis down on the floor. His weight is killing me. Well, get big, man. Do you even live, bro? Dennis, are you okay? Stop worrying, man. I'll be okay. I just need a minute to rest. But looking at him, I'm not so sure. I can still hear the ringing noise every so often, coming from somewhere in here. I look ahead at the concrete stairs, pointing towards them so that Dennis sees them. Can you make it down those stairs, I ask? He stands up slowly and he's visibly making an effort to not fall back down. Yeah, he says. It sounds a little irritated. So yeah, he says. It sounds a little irritated. He stares for the stairs without me and I have no choice but to follow. We approach the stairs and by looking at them, I get the sense that we're crossing some sort of line here. There may very well be no going back. Oh no! Is this the end of the first chapter? It says there's 5 chapters, and I'm gonna do this by chapter. So as I head down the stairs, I notice that they look aged. The damned ringing noise is somewhere below, louder than ever. I feel like I'm walking down into the cellar of a haunted house, the light becoming scarce as the stairs take a slight turn. I can feel the temperature drop. Dennis makes it a few steps down before he's leaning on the wall, his breathing like he just finished a marathon. Pause to give him a break and keep up the pace. We'll give him a break. I don't want Dennis to die. He's probably going to die anyways, or someone's going to capture us, but let's give him a break. Let's take a break, I say, putting my hand towards his shoulder to help steady him. Dennis lets out a sigh. Thanks. I don't feel too great, boss. As we both squat down on the stair, my mind seems to lock in on the unknown fate of the rest of my crew. Frank is married, and I've met his wife a few times. A nice woman with a huge laugh. My heart sags a bit when I think I might never again get to hear him belting out classic rock tunes during lunch break. We're just belting out some strong rock music in the middle of this tunnel, where no one's gonna kill us, right? Hello? Joe. Well, I don't know too much about him. He's 22 years old and is considering community college. Okay, so I guess there are other members of the thing. His folks are deadbeats, so he's been providing for himself since the age of 16 or so. Maybe I can still find them and still get to hear Frank singing in his deep baritone voice after too many drinks. In a few moments, Dennis says, "Alright, let's keep going." We both stand up, leaning on each other. I have to make Dennis stay behind me as I stick my foot out in search of the next step. I can't help feeling like a child as a very powerful fear seizes me. I'm expecting a monster to reach out of the darkness, slicing into my throat. After what feels like forever, we come to the bottom of the stairs. We're close to that ringing noise now. A door sits securely in the wall and looks just as out of place down here as I feel. A sliver of light seeps through, illuminating the area. The door has what it looks like on a panel with a lot of labels and lights. Small embossed print above the panel says level of entrance gate, transport sector, and there's a button with no label. Push the button? How about we look at the panel? Is this Area 51? I'm getting like an Area 51 vibe. Like there's the panel looks like a diagnostic alert system of some kind, each label meant to communicate some status. Lockdown engaged, experiment in progress, shutdown engaged. Those all appear to be off, but one of the phrases is a slowly blinking red light next to it. The only powered light on this whole thing. Abnormal entity breach. Ooh. What the hell? I slowly push the door open when Dennis suddenly steps in front of me, taking the lead. "Let's go," he says. "I want to find out what the hell this place is." Okay, Dennis. As Dennis walks through, the ringing or beeping or whatever it is gets a little louder. The door closes behind us with a click. I can't help but notice the wobble on Dennis' step as he lets out a grunt. "You sure you're healthy enough to keep going?" I ask. It doesn't matter. I don't want to be in the woods right now. He seems scared. Something I've never seen before. Angry, yes. Upset, yes. But Dennis is never scared. What did you see? I don't know what it was, boss. It was like something had left a radio on, crackling. But we don't have any radios at the site. It was, I don't know, it was like something in the forest was moving. I give him a doubtful look and he casts his eye to the ground, frustrated. I know how it sounds, but I know what I felt. It was like walking into a funeral parlor, feeling death and gloom everywhere. I've been so preoccupied with my own fear that I nearly forgot about the ringing noise. It just became background noise. We take a few more steps and I can now see where we are. It makes no sense. Yet another thing that simply seems out of place. The shapes and muted colors of metal are easy to identify, but it just doesn't belong here. End of chapter 1. Alright, so I guess I should have waited 5 minutes longer. I might actually just add this part in to the first part because I didn't realize we were so close to the end of chapter 1. But, alright, so I'm gonna stop the recording here instead of where I stopped it before, and then that'll be episode 1. So we're gonna do 30-minute episodes of this, hopefully, roughly. So 30-minute episodes. So I'm gonna actually end it this time. See you guys in a couple minutes. Peace out, everybody.